Hello, my name is Pauline Midwinter from Midwinter Tuition, and what you're looking at right now is my desktop. And I'm going to be reading aloud a poem that I work on in lesson 1 with all of my students, because we have to have like a baseline assessment. So we work through a lot of vowel sounds and warm-up exercises, and I teach my students how to breathe, how to warm up, how to project their voice forward. And then we work on tongue twisters, and then we work on a poem. The poem I use is called Sea Fever, and you will be able to see it here. At the top you can see I've got 6 boxes with vowel sounds in. And I've identified in the poem where those vowel sounds fall. So you can clearly see in this poem which are the more popular sounds. And when I read it aloud, you'll be able to see which sounds sound like what in which words. So sometimes an or sound can sound slightly differently with an L at the end of it as opposed to an N. So I'm going to read the poem through nice and slowly. I've got a slight crackle to my voice today because atmospherics, tiring week with my children, a wonderful week with my children, but tiring nonetheless. But hopefully you'll still be able to hear clearly which vowel sounds sound like which in these words. Now, if I just zoom in one more time. So Sea Fever by John Masefield, read by Pauline Midwinter. I must go down to the seas again, to the lonely sea and the sky, and all I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by, and the wheels kick and the wind's song, and the white sails shaking, and a grey mist on the sea's face, and a grey dawn breaking. I must go down to the seas again, for the call of the running tide is a wild call and a clear call that may not be denied. And all I ask is a windy day, with the white clouds flying, and the flung spray, and the blown spume, and the seagulls crying. I must go down to the seas again, to the vagrant gypsy life, to the gull's way, and the whale's way, where the wind's like a whetted knife. And all I ask is a merry yarn from a laughing fellow rover, and quiet sleep, and a sweet dream when the long trick's over. Now the only issue I have with this poem is the word seagulls, which as we all know are fictitious. Every single gull has a proper name. We have herring gulls, black-headed gulls, common gulls, but you will not find the word seagull in a bird book. But that's just a personal blip of mine. It's a beautiful poem in terms of the vowel production, but it is also really interesting in terms of intonation and speed control. Hopefully you could hear that I was pausing at all of the commas and all of the semicolons and all of the full stops. So it's good practice for reading in clauses, short clauses. It's really good practice for the or plus L sound. And it's really good practice for the ing at the end of the word. So why don't you watch this again, but turn the sound off, and you read the poem, and then watch it again and read along with me, and see how you get on with creating all of those sounds. Remembering oo, or, ah, I, a, e. Thank you for watching. See you soon.